manager encourages team members to tell on one another. It is on the rise right now. I refer to this in my chapter on the unwritten rule of informal hierarchy, also related to the unwritten rule of individualism. And you know what? It tears organizations apart. Dr. Anna Kalschmidt, I'm an industrial organizational psychologist. I research the unwritten rules of work for the working class and neurodivergence, and I just published a book on all of my research over the past decade. It was interesting writing the book, and in every chapter I use case study examples of real organizations and how these rules have played out. And it's interesting to see how we see the same patterns going up and down in corporate America because they keep implementing these same rules and they don't fucking work. Because the example I gave in the chapter where I talk about this is Microsoft. When Satya Nadella first took over Microsoft, which was kind of a glass cliff situation, or it was supposed to be, but he turned it around. One of the biggest things he did was that he changed the culture from using stack ranking, where the bottom 5 or 10%, don't remember the exact percent, always have to leave the team. No matter what, there has to be bottom performers, and it's to push people to be top performers. It doesn't actually do that. It pushes people, as I say in the book, to push other people to walk the plank, because when people's livelihoods are on the line, they will feed each other to the sharks to be able to feed their families. Satya Nadella realized that, and he changed their performance evaluations to drive away that culture and to instead encourage teamwork. Microsoft's market cap was down 50% when he took over and this individualism, this toxic individualism, this hierarchy is suspected to be part of the reason why Microsoft for a few years there in the 2010s didn't do so well, wasn't on top of MP3 players and iPhones when all of that was coming out, because people couldn't be creative and innovative in that kind of environment. We're seeing it pushed again across Silicon Valley, including at Microsoft. And so I left that open-ended in the book we'll see how this plays out yet again. It's interesting that it's still under Satya Nadella's leadership. I did talk to a former Microsoft leader. I didn't mention this in the book, but I did talk to them, and they were like, he was just never the same after his son unalived. So I don't know Satya personally, of course, and can't speak to why, but Microsoft also got a lot of shit. I do reference in the book. They got a lot of shit from Microsoft. From Amazon. Jeff Bezos called it where lazy workers go to retire. Because Amazon, as we know, just drives people into the ground and has multiple, employee rights violations over their 2.5 decades of existing. It's really interesting. It's I fully believe it's part of toxic masculinity of, that's not what a leader looks like. And, Jeff Bezos showing us he's more manly and tough. And Microsoft knew it didn't work. So they gave in again, and we'll see what happens. But in the meanwhile, guess who it sucks for the most? The people working.